everyone, welcome back to Vedic Arts, the show where we talk about life through the lens of ancient Vedic wisdom. Today, we are diving into something you've probably noticed in your own feed. Gen Z's absolutely skin obsessed. From 10-step Korean routines at 2 a.m. to spending hundreds on serums and essences, poor parents, to analyzing every pore under ring lights, skincare has become more than self-care. It's basically a lifestyle, a personality trait, and sometimes even an identity. You're talking about the generation that turned glass skin into a goal, made slugging a verb, and can name more active ingredients than most dermatologists from 10 years ago. But here's a question. Is this obsession actually giving Gen Z the healthiest skin they ever had? Or is it creating a whole new set of problems, damaged barriers, unrealistic expectations, and skyrocketing anxiety? In today's episode, we're unpacking the rise of K beauty and the products that the Gen Z uses, the impact of social media on skin standards, the daily habits that are secretly maybe saving your skin or destroying it, difference between care for young skin versus mature skin, and what does the skin obsessed culture says about Gen Z's mental health and self image. And of course, we've got a dermatologist who's also an Ayurveda practitioner joining us to break it all down. Hello, everybody. With me, there's Dr. Monica Singhal, who's a dermatologist and an Ayurveda practitioner and graduated from a very prestigious institute in New Delhi, All India Institute of Medical Sciences. And then she started studying Ayurveda in the US and we became good friends. How are you, Dr. Singhal?
I am very well. Great to see you after a long
Good.
time.
The pleasure's all mine. The pleasure's all mine. All right, let's get started. So, Dr. Monica Singhal, yes, we both have the name Monica. You were an Ayurveda practitioner. You used to be a dermatologist. So, let's start with what your skincare routine looks like right now.
Right now, as I am in my menopausal age, so the three basic important things which every age should do is cleansing, toning, and moisturizing. So I use a very gentle cleanser. So yeah, my routine will be I cleanse like I do face wash twice, once before going to bed, once in the morning. And I like CeraVe or Cetaphil ka products. Otherwise, I do my home remedies also, like with the chickpea flour, basin, turmeric, and rose water. I make a paste
In the morning.
that I do in the morning, and that I do not every day. Every day, if you ask me, I use Cetaphil cleanser and moisturizer. Very good for my skin. That's what from long time I'm using these two. And for toner, I use rose water. Sometimes cucumber, the gisawa like grate the cucumbers, and I use the cucumber water. So that is my three basic steps which I do. And because I have under eye, what you say, the dark circles, so I do use sometimes, not sometimes, I'll say 3 to 4 times a week. I just slice a cucumber and put on my eyes just to hydrate and just to calm because we use so much of sitting on the computer. Now, as I'm in my menopausal age,
Eyes become dry anyway.
dry. Yeah, yeah. And neem. Sometimes I use neem also. We have a neem tree now in our backyard. So I just crush. So I in this paste which I mentioned earlier, turmeric, neem, and rose water. And when it's very dry, then I also add jojoba oil, like 2 to 3 drops of jojoba oil, which is easily available in Sprouts or Whole Foods. Yeah, or coconut also.
Awesome. That's amazing. Well, I'm just going to hijack your interview for a second and do my Ayurvedic spiel there just to get it out of the way. Well, of course, Ayurveda is slightly different. There are three things. There is Vayastapana, meaning age defying or age supporting herbs to be used. Then there is or Tvak Rasayana, skin tonics that help lock in moistures or using deeply hydrating oils, something like equivalent to glycerin and so on, oils that can support the deep skin layers. And of course, we want to ditch the foamy cleansers and wash with milk and oat flour paste, things like that, and use a combination of moisture barriers like Thylums or some glycerin product, and then lock it in with rose water to balance pH. And of course, skin is slightly acidic, using aloe vera and so on. And instead of using harsh chemicals, using oil cleanse and applying antioxidant herbs and so on and so forth. And of course, once a week, we use the traditional paste of chickpea flour, sandalwood, and turmeric for exfoliation. A lot of people do vitamin C serum in the morning. What do you think of that?
You can use. I will for teenager, for Gen Z, I will be very like hesitate. But for mature skin, yes, you can.
Yeah, because mature skin is a completely different ballgame then.
Yeah, you can. You can use vitamin C is good for a menopausal skin. Yes, but I don't use.
See, people in, who are in their 50s, people like me, they'll use things that will naturally restore collagen. Of course, in Ayurveda, the bamboo will do it, taking bamboo internally and also using it, um, in lepas. And so what do you think of the collagen boosters used by people for skincare?
True. Internally, though, we can use a lot many things. Abhi, though, I was just talking about the external.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What moisturizer are you using? You said cleansing, toning, and moisturizing?
So for moisturizer, especially for summertime, I'll add little bit of jojoba and coconut oil in my moisturizer. So I will say Ayurvedic Experience is a good brand if I'm allowed to use yeah. Their oils. If I would have known earlier, I would have brought the products with me. So I use 2 or 3 drops of that moisturizer and I rub in a circular motion. It has jojoba oil, it has coconut oil in it. And if you have a vata skin, then different skin types will have a different base. Yes, yes, I use that also.
Yep, I used to use Kumkumadi, and then the tariffs happened, and then, of course, the Iran thing happened, and everything's become so expensive. So I've let it go for a while.
Yeah, keep looking. They are good sales also.
Yep, that's off topic. I used to get stuff from them, but then again, same thing. Things have gotten so expensive.
I think jojoba oil is a better substitute.
Almond oil also.
So just to calm my
Menopausal eyes become dry anyway
dry, yeah.
as we postmenopause.
And neem. Sometimes I use neem also. We have a neem tree now in our backyard. So I just crush. So I in this paste which I mentioned earlier, turmeric,
What else do you put in?
neem, and rose water. And when it's very dry, then I also add jojoba oil, like 2 to 3 drops of jojoba oil, which is easily available in Sprouts or Whole Foods. Yeah. Or coconut also.
A lot of people do vitamin C serum in the morning. What do you think of that?
You can use. I will for teenager, for Gen Z, I will be very like hesitate. But for mature skin, yes, you can.
Yeah. Because mature skin is a completely different ball game than.
Yeah, you can use. Vitamin C is good for skin, a menopausal skin. Yes, but I don't. I am not used to vitamin C.
People who are in their 50s, people like me, they'll use things with they say things that will naturally restore collagen. Of course, in Ayurveda, the bamboo will do it, taking bamboo internally. So what do you think of collagen boosters, natural ones?
True. Internally, though, we can use a lot many things. Abhi, though, I was just talking about the external
Skincare routine. Yeah.
yeah.
Moisturizer. What moisturizer are you using? You said cleansing, toning, and moisturizing.
Moisturize. So for moisturizer, especially for summertime, I'll add little bit of jojoba and coconut oil in my moisturizer. So I will say Ayurvedic Experience is a good brand if I'm allowed to use a yeah. Their oils. If I would have known earlier, I would have brought the products with me. So I use 2 or 3 drops of that moisturizer and I rub in a circular motion. It has jojoba oil, it has coconut oil in it, and if you have a vata skin, then sesame. Different skin types will have a different base. Yes, yes, I use that also. I used to use Kumkumadi Tailam, then the tariffs happened. Or tariffs ke baad, it became so expensive that I let it go for a while, but now I'm going to start again. Yeah, keep looking. They have good sales also. Yeah, keep looking. They have good sales also. That's dietary because yeah, I used to get stuff from them, but things that used to cost $30 are suddenly $60. So I'm like, okay, because of the I think jojoba oil is a better substitute. Almond oil also. Yes, yeah. All these oils, but mind you, if you have a acne prone skin, then be mindful of using the oil. Then you have to be careful. What do you think of this Korean skincare regime? In my small practice of Ayurveda practitioner, that's a good thing. Like I have noticed people who use Korean skin products, their skin really glows. But if you use you don't have to use too much quantity, especially when you are in that teenager years. I will suggest that overuse of any cosmetic product, whether it's Korean, whether it is even Ayurvedic. Yes. So you have to be very mindful. Everything, but not yeah. Huge but amount of anything. Yeah, Korean is good. Some products are indeed good. Yeah. I had to teach my 12-year-old how to wash his face because he did not know how to wash his face. He goes, takes a shower every day, but does not wash his face or clean his face properly. And this is a tween. You have to be gentle with that skin, especially when you have acne. What do you think of Gen Z and Gen Alpha, even their daily habits like screen time, diet, then how does it show up on their skin? Yeah, so I will say the leading issue for Gen Z is acne because of the hormonal shift increase the oil production in the hair follicles we have on the face, right? So acne is the common condition that occurs when the hair follicle under the skin become clogged with oil and dead skin cells. So this blockage will lead to whiteheads, blackheads, painful pimple. They can become even cystic, when the bacterial infection occurs. Apart from acne, I will say the second common condition I have seen in my practice is we have something called skin barrier. In skin, we have these 3 layers. If I just quickly go in the anatomy, epidermis, then we have epidermis is the visible layer of the skin. Then we have dermis next to epidermis. Then the innermost is hypodermis. So these 3 layers, epidermis is the one which keeps on growing and shedding. Okay, if we put lot of different products, these influencers, because these Gen Z, they watch these so many reels, so these influencers suggest some product, they will try. So if you keep on trying these different product on the delicate skin they have, so this epidermis, that it will multiply more dead cells, so more clogging. And as such, the hormonal imbalance, not imbalance, the hormonal, the surge or the, because especially in girls, periods will come, right? So hormones are all over the place and you use these different products. So acne, then the second one, as I said, the barrier, the skin barrier, these epidermis, dermis and hypodermis, which play an important role in maintaining a beautiful skin. That barrier is broken and it leads to all sorts of. And the third thing I will say is the sun tanning, especially the Goras in the Western world. The sun tanning is very prominent, very common, right? In our skin color, not much, right? In India,
But still, even dark skinned people can get
yeah. So what I've seen in my practice that they come with like full on inflamed sunburns because they use artificial tanning also. There are tanning saloons. So these three conditions I will say I've seen most: acne, the barrier, misuse of the cosmetic that the protective barrier is damaged, and third is the uh, overuse of the tanning.
My next question is now the pH of the skin is slightly acidic. Of course, that will differ in a Vata person, Pitta, Kapha. Pitta will be slightly more acidic compared to Vata, but a lot of skin products are either making the skin really toning and astringent and taking away trying to make it more alkaline, with, or, a lot of moisturizing. But not all skins are made equal. And also the overuse of skin and shower gels that will also strip away, again, the skin barrier, strip away the acidic balance of the skin and the skin bacteria. What do you think about that?
Yeah, no, no. There is a rising trend. I have seen these teens will develop like redness, itching, and burning from overusing these harsh active ingredients, especially I will say retinol, vitamin C. Also, that's what you were asking in. So not for teenagers, and this exfoliating scrubbers. They use these scrubbers so that will peel off uh, the the barrier which is required, right? So yeah, I will definitely suggest that avoid all of these things when you are mature, when your skin is mature, then go for all of these products. Till then, just the basic three, the cleanser, toner, and moisturize. Stick to that. And definitely a good SPF 30 or more sunscreen when you are outside. Even when you're not outside, but make it a habit to use a sunscreen, a good sunscreen.
That's great. Thank you. So many Gen Zs are glued to their phones or some kind of screen. How much does the blue light and constant screen exposure
Yeah,
affect skin?
it does affect. That's why I said use sunscreen when you are indoor also.
Indoor also.
Yes, because these gadgets, we to just use phone. They are on the screen playing games. This PlayStation, all of them has harmful radiation. So
I'm gonna segue a little bit. Um, I have seen again videos and people using this photon LED skin mask. It is usually older ladies. What is that?
yeah, it is again. It is for older ladies who are, yeah, for especially for white ladies. It's again a tanning thing. It's firming. It's primarily for firming the dermis and hypodermis to make it firmer and tighter.
Yeah,
So it's for them. It's okay, not for just not for young.
bonking.
Yes, totally.
Young skin is still being developed. I mean, they still, their skin is shedding and new skin cells are regenerating much more quickly compared to
Yes,
older skin, right?
older skin. So they should use very gentle products, sensitive products. In Ayurveda, as I said, we have so many good lepas. If and the CeraVe, Cetaphil, and sometimes dermatologic.
Simple, doing some
Abhyanga.
abhyanga using coconut oil or sesame oil before bathing or something like that, or even on the hair, which is another episode.
Yeah, yeah.
So next question is, how important is diet and gut health, especially for Gen Z, Gen Alpha, kids, teenagers, when it comes to skin? What foods are the biggest helpers and beneficial for them, and which foods are the worst?
So I will say if we are talking about now, let's go to the Ayurvedic aspect. So Pitta, I will say we know it's the fire and the heat. Huh? So Pitta pacifying diet is recommended for teenagers because it's not only the external aspect. In Ayurveda, we go and look for the what is we are eating, whether it's digested properly. All the skin condition starts from the gut.
Exactly.
So yeah, the food we are eating, it's not digested properly. Constipation, look for if someone has constipation, because uh, indirectly that ama, that toxin has to come out somewhere, right?
Right.
Liver is one organ. If it's all interrelated, so you should reduce hot foods, minimize intake of highly spicy, fried, even I will say fermented food, because they all aggravate pitta dosha and can trigger acne
It's like
breakouts.
somewhat fermented is okay. For example, even yogurt is fermented, but not too much.
Not too much.
Fermented like sauerkraut.
Yeah, I will say sour cream, mayonnaise, this mayonnaise and all of those things. Avoid that.
Yeah.
Too much of bread, that's also ferment. So avoid that. And eat cooling foods, like incorporate juicy fruits, fennel, licorice, even coconut water. Keep yourself hydrated.
Okay. So, one thing, let's talk about the skincare routine for different genders. Is there a difference in skin concerns with Gen Z male versus Gen Z female? Right.
Little bit, for sure. Acne, I will say females are more prone once they had their menstruation, but males, I have seen they are prone more after 18. It's like, I think the food habits, stress also, the academic stress also plays a role.
Right.
So there is no like a fixed age for acne. But what I have noticed in my practice, I've seen when the female, they start their periods at that time, because the hormones, the changes in their body at that time, if they are not taking care of their skin, if they're indulging in too many cosmetic products, plus the body is going through the hormones, so they'll have more breakouts and acne at that time. Whereas boys also get acne for sure, but later, not at that point, slightly later. But this tanning thing, it's more common in girls. This
Kids nowadays, because of it, like you mentioned, influencers, TikTok, Instagram, they're doing gua sha. Gua sha, even I do, but I'm older, which is the gua sha where they
yeah, yeah, yeah.
like a microdermabrasion almost, skin cycling, slugging. Like, I don't know where they're getting their ideas from. And I don't know. And they're doing something called skin maxing, where they take a little like a hammer and they try to change the shape of their face. It's this weird.
Face. Weird, totally. Yeah, that's what these kids, they watch and they start doing on their face. So
So you should make some videos about the lepas, natural lepas that you do.
sure, I will.
Yeah.
Now,
So, this is how we get through to them.
yeah, yeah.
So that's a lot of great information you have given. So, one thing, just a little more deeper, thought provoking questions. Do you think the current generation, Gen Alpha, Gen Z, they are more confused about skincare or more informed about skincare?
Both. Too much information is there on the social media, which make them confused. So I think they should have a good dermatologist or a good doctor or a good Ayurvedic Vaidya or a practitioner to just follow one person or their mom, and their mom should follow.
Oh, no, moms are the dushman. Moms are really, they don't know anything.
But at least an informed person who has the right knowledge. So I will say both. They have too much information and that makes them confused.
So, my last question, where do you see the Gen Z skincare habits leading in 10 years? What the effect is going to be if they don't take care of themselves?
The most dreading thing is that if they keep on doing this skin tanning, over skin tanning, it can lead to skin cancer, right? And all autoimmune conditions. Skin is the largest organ
Right.
of our body. So,
Yeah.
atopic dermatitis, contact dermatitis, photosensitization, if they don't take care of the skin, it is, I just can't emphasize more. It will lead to cancer, inflammation.
Yeah, already it's happening. If you statistically look at even for millennials, the
Yes.
rise of skin cancer
Skin cancer
is
and autoimmune conditions. Autoimmune conditions.
yes,
Yeah.
that is right.
And gut health. So
Yeah,
skin and gut health, it's all related. So externally and internally, take care of both the things. By externally is like the cleansing, the toner and the moisturizer. And by internally, I mean your digestion and your bowel movements. Your those two things have to be, if there is constipation, then definitely it will manifest in some kind of skin conditions.
right.
So, yeah, that's what I will say, that have a good, gentle practice, especially for teenagers, for your skin.
Let,
And listen to a, yeah,
yeah, thank you. Let's say if you were talking directly to a Gen Z, and if you had to tell them something about their self-image, because a lot of these obsession come from their the self-image versus what they project outside. What would you tell the Gen Z about their self-image?
love yourself, love the way you are, and be be simple, follow someone who knows. Don't follow blindly these influencer, and don't ape, don't copy someone. Be original, yes.
Beautiful.
And do some meditation and some calming techniques, because stress, you in this day and age, we all, whether you're a teenager or whether you're premenopausal, menopausal, we all have our stress, right? So have good mental and emotional, like journaling, pranayam, whatever they can do. And any kind of
Whatever calms you down.
calms you down. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, thank you very much, Monica ji. That was amazing. Maybe one another day we could talk about hair as well, but that's
Sure, sure.
another day.
Yes, sure, sure. I had a wonderful time talking to you too, Manjulali ji.
All right.